Hi, everyone. I'm Maria, and this is the Yarn Elf Podcast, episode 2, after like a year, but I guess it's better late than never. So, and this episode is a fun one. I guess I finally had something happen that was kind of worth talking about. This past weekend was Knit City Montreal. Knit City does yarn festivals, and I believe in Canada they do one in Vancouver, but this year was kind of the first in-person one here in Montreal, which was pretty exciting. I had never been to a yarn festival before, so it was pretty inspiring and exciting to see so much cool yarn of all different kinds from different indie dyers, and I got a chance to see all the local yarn stores that are near me, ones that I haven't been to and stuff, and now I would like to go check them out. So it was very cool. Got to talk to some people who are doing very interesting things with yarn, and also there were like homestead farms. There was a honeybee farm that was there. It was really cool, I have to say. So I wanted to share what I got from that, along with a couple finished objects, and maybe a whip or two. Most of my whips, even from a year ago, are still in progress. I still have a very large blanket that I think I shared in the first episode. It was a temperature blanket that We Crochet put together. I'm using We Crochet's Brava, or Nitpicks Brava, whichever. It's the same company, it's just they have a crochet and a knit website basically. But that's still in the works. Trying to finish that. And I also have a large blanket that's kind of been on hold for some time for my husband. And yeah, those are probably the two big projects that I won't get out because they're too big to hold up on screen anywhere. But one finished object that I do have to share is this cute little baby dress, because our family is expecting a little one. So this is a pattern from Bago de Crochet. I just followed one of her videos. It does need, I guess it's not technically finished, it does need a closure on the back, but that'll be easy. And the yarn is, this is Nitpicks Brava in Fairy Tale and Silver, the worsted weight. And I think it turned out pretty cute. So that'll be cute over a onesie or something. And then the ends are not woven in on this, but again, easy. And this is just a barley hat from Tin Can Knits. I think everyone's knit 1,000 of these. But this yarn is also from Nitpicks. This is, if it can show the color, yeah, that's pretty true to color. This is Nitpicks Twill, which is it's a merino yarn. And it's very nice. I don't think it's superwash. So they have a superwash merino called Swish. But I think this one is not. It's very squishy, very soft. Makes a lovely hat, and I can tell you by the feel it would make an absolutely amazing sweater. That's for sure. So, but, and this colorway is called Black Cherry Heather, because it's, as you can see, it's like a deep purple with kind of little flecks of pink underneath. It's very nice. So, and I actually have another hank of that in a more golden color, so I'll probably knit another hat or something. But very nice yarn. I liked working with it, and I like knitting hats, so good yarn. And then I think that's really all I can show for finished objects, because I haven't been finishing too much stuff lately, but that's okay. And but I do have this whip, which I want to finish. I think I showed this last time, like a year ago. And this is a pair of socks. And this is in Nitpicks Felici in the aquarium colorway. I don't know if this is available anymore. Felici is like a sock yarn, a striping sock yarn line from Nitpicks and We Crochet. And they tend to, it's a few times a year they'll release a set of new colorways. And I think they just kind of sell them until they sell. So I don't know that this one is available anymore. But it's one of my favorite sock yarns to knit with. I like striping sock yarn. And I just did a heel flap and gusset, you know, kind of situation for the heel. I don't do anything too crazy. So, but now I'm to the foot, so hopefully I'll finish that, and I really want to because I got some really wonderful looking sock yarns at Knit City yesterday, or the other day. It was the other day now. And I want to cast it on like now, but told myself finish these socks first. There's no sense in starting another pair. So I'll share my little Knit City haul. Like I said, there were so many vendors with beautiful yarn, really cool stuff. So I'll just start with the sock yarn I was mentioning. I got, this is from Biscotti Yarns. They're I believe it's a yarn store here in Quebec. But they also have their own yarn, and this is their Biz Sock. And this is a self-striping sock yarn in the colorway Camouflage. And it was really nice. They had a nice big display showing the striping sequences of all their self-striping yarn. And this one, there we go. It was very foresty, obviously, with a name like Camouflage. So, but yes, there's Biscotti yarn. So that was a nice thing to find. And then another really nice booth that I stopped by was the Yarn Therapist. And a lot of her yarn, I don't know if she does solid colorways, but like almost all of her yarn was self-striping. And not just sock yarn. It was like self-striping for hats, for cowls, even if you were to be knitting a sweater and it had a yoke pattern, it would be some sort of striping that would match sizing or gauge with different size sweaters, and just a lot of fun and plenty of colorways to choose from. But one that I picked up for socks was this. This was just called the Rainbow and White. And it's just a typical sock yarn of 80% merino, 20% nylon. And she had cute sets like this where it was, you know, the self-striping and then matching heel and toe to go with it. So I think these will make really nice socks for my daughter. And then I got, this is Rainbow Bulky, and this is also, oh, we had a visitor. So, but yes, so this was Rainbow for the cowl and mitts Bulky, and it's merino, cashmere, and nylon. And this is so squishy and soft. And yeah, so definitely some mitts or cowl in the future with that. And those are some very bright things, but she had plenty of other colorways. And there's her right there, if you can see it. It shows me filming it backwards. I don't know if it shows up backwards on the video. I guess I'll have to see. But yeah, she's on Etsy and Instagram. the yarn therapist. So another really nice booth that I stopped by was this one. They were called Honey Pie Hives and Herbals, and they were actually a honeybee farm. So a lot of their stuff was bee-related products like candles and honey, obviously. They had lip balms and soaps and all kinds of good stuff. So I picked up a few things of that for my family. And but this was, they had naturally dyed yarn. So I picked up this hank because it was just too pretty. All these purples, and it's showing a bit more blue than it is in person, I think. But it's mostly kind of like purples and grays with like some browns. And I was shocked. She had a lot of naturally dyed yarns, and they were all very vivid and bright, and or just, you know, a lot more saturated than I would have thought in color. And like this one, this is like the little tag. It'll want to focus. There we go. Where, you know, each one would say what it was dyed with, and this was dyed with sumac, onion, and cochineal, which is ground up bugs, but and it's merino and nylon bulky, so that'll be good for hats and mitts come next winter, because I'm pretty ready for winter to be over. Let's see, what else did I get? This was a yarn. I stopped by the booth for Espace Tricot, which is in LYS, not far from me. Very nice LYS here in Montreal. And I found out like a month or so ago that they started carrying a yarn that I have wanted to try for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. I heard about this yarn. It's called Feederbrook Farm. And this is the one that I picked up. It's called their Entropy Dk, and this is the colorway Dark Energy. And it's just, I don't know, like this yarn is like something else, you know. It's, I believe it's like dyed in the wool and then it's spun with these colors, and it does gradient changes and everything. And it's very soft. It's, what is it? It's BFL, Blueface Leicester, I don't know. But yeah, BFL. Very soft, very squishy. And I'd always wanted to order some, but I just never, I don't think I ever found a place that I could order it from, being here in Canada, because it's a farm in the US, I believe. So, and I heard about it a long time ago through Yarnbox, which is a subscription service that sadly is no longer around, I don't think. But I remember one month that, of course, I was not signed up for. They had this in the box, and I was very, very taken with it. So I only have one hank. We'll see what I do with it. I'm sure I'll find something interesting. And then my last set of purchases of yarn were from, I believe it's a newer yarn company called Sonder, and it's owned and ran, I think, by one of the ladies that used to own Espace Tricot. And I was very curious about her yarn, and went, and it was very, very beautiful colors, very sophisticated color palette to everything that she had. So I got this sock set, which I don't know, it's, does it give a colorway? Well, there it gives the fiber content. It's merino and nylon, nice and squishy, but it just says number 024. So, but I thought this color combination was very pretty. So I could do these for heel and toes or something, or maybe even find a color work pattern for socks and do the color work with that. But yes, I thought this was a very pretty color combination. And then I got this. This is Haze, which is alpaca and silk. And this is the colorway Chateau, which is a very, very light cream color. It feels a lot like mohair. So I've never worked with this particular fiber before. I've worked with mohair before, and it's nice. So we will see what I can do with this. And then last, I got some hanks of their Sunday Morning DK, which is BFL and Masham. And I got 3 of it in the colorway Wanderlust, which is a very nice dark green. And this, I'm not sure. I do have some patterns that I got a while ago. I want to say like a year or 2 ago, that I believe were actually meant for this yarn. A couple of shawl patterns. So I might finally knit those up since I have the yarn for it. So, but I could, you know, it's a DK weight, so 3 hanks. I have options, I think. I know there's also another pattern that I have that I believe could combine these two, but I don't know, I might want to use this one in particular for other things. So, and then the last thing I got that was yarn related was this really, I don't know, I find it to be kind of clever and stylish at the same time. It's by Pearl and Hank. I'll just take the tag off. By Pearl and Hank, and they make these shawl belts, which I realize I could even use it with my hijab, even like this, where any kind of shawl you can just do like this. Get it on there. There we go. Right? So, but you get the idea. You can do like that so that your shawls that you knit, or I guess even like this, they won't shift around so badly. It won't come undone. If you have it all done up nice and everything like that, then I actually kind of like that. I didn't even think about that when I was getting it, that it could go for a hijab as well. But yeah, so that was the last yarn related thing that I picked up. But it was a lot of fun. It was very almost overwhelming to see so much different kinds of yarn. And everybody's is different. I think that was what was one of the very cool things about seeing so many dyers and yarn suppliers in one spot, is you really got to see the difference and, you know, what makes every dyer's yarn selection different. It's like seeing different paintings and all this stuff, and then getting to see, like, you know, there, like I said, there were homesteads, there were sheep farms that had their own wool from their sheep right there. So it was really good, and I hope they do it every year. It was a bit sad in 2020. 2020 was supposed to be the first year of Knit City Montreal, but it got canceled because of reasons. And yeah, like, I mean, they held it virtually, I think, the past 2 years, and I participated in the virtual stuff in 2020, which was, it was fun, but definitely not the same as going to an in-person event like that. You know, it's, I really do hope it becomes a thing here. I know there is another fiber festival that happens in Quebec called Twist during the summer. I don't know if I'll be able to go. We'll see. But yeah, it's just really was an amazing day, afternoon, and people were friendly, and it was nice to stand and chat with vendors and things about how they make stuff, and gave me a lot of ideas because, shameless self-promotion. I dye yarn too on a very small scale and have a little Etsy store, and yeah, it was just so inspiring and cool to see what other people are doing, and it lets you kind of see like what makes what you're doing unique too in a way. So yeah, so I think that's all I really have to show this time. Like I said, it's not a whole lot, even though it's been a year, but hopefully there's more to come, and I hope everyone has a lovely day, and take care.